Have you ever noticed how some people are everywhere on social media? They post every meal, every outfit, every moment of their life. And then there are others. No pictures, no stories, no updates. It's almost like they've disappeared, even though they're still there. So what's really going on? Why do some people choose not to post their photos on social media? Is it fear, confidence, or something much deeper in their psychology? Let's find out. For some, it's about privacy and control. They value their personal space in a world where everyone wants attention. According to psychologists, these people often score high in traits like introversion and self-awareness. They don't seek validation through likes or comments because their sense of worth doesn't depend on public approval. While others share to feel seen, they find peace in being unseen. To them, privacy isn't loneliness, it's power. But there's another side too. Not everyone who avoids posting does it by choice. Some fear being judged. They worry about how they'll look, what others will think, or whether they'll measure up to unrealistic online standards. Psychologists call this social comparison anxiety. It's when you constantly evaluate your self-worth by comparing yourself to others. So instead of sharing and feeling exposed, some people protect their mental peace by staying quiet. Their silence isn't pride, it's defense. Interestingly, people who post less often are sometimes the most emotionally mature. They understand that attention is temporary, but peace is permanent. These people are often observers, not performers. They study others' behavior, analyze trends, and think before they act. According to research, this trait is linked to high emotional intelligence, the ability to understand your emotions deeply and manage them wisely. They don't crave attention because they already know who they are. Then there's a group that consciously chooses distance. They're not antisocial, they're digitally aware. They've realized how constant scrolling, posting, and comparing can damage focus and happiness. So they step back. They choose real life over virtual life. They're not offline because they're boring. They're offline because they're present. And this decision often reflects a mindset of self-discipline and control. Psychologists call it digital minimalism. It's when you stop using technology to escape yourself and start using it intentionally. Now, here's something surprising. Not posting can sometimes be a sign of strong confidence, not insecurity. When someone doesn't need to prove their happiness, wealth, or looks to others, that's emotional stability. They don't need validation from strangers because they already have internal approval. In psychology, this is linked to intrinsic motivation, doing things for personal satisfaction, not for recognition. Their silence isn't emptiness, it's assurance. Now, here's something surprising. Not posting can sometimes be a sign of strong confidence, not insecurity. When someone doesn't need to prove their happiness, wealth, or looks to others, that's emotional stability. They don't need validation from strangers because they already have internal approval. In psychology, this is linked to intrinsic motivation, doing things for personal satisfaction, not for recognition. Their silence isn't emptiness, it's assurance. Let's flip the perspective. People who constantly post online are often looking for connection, but sometimes it's also a cry for validation. Every like gives a dopamine rush, the same chemical that's triggered by rewards or praise. So over time, the brain gets addicted to attention. That's why people who post less often seem calmer. They're not chasing the next dopamine hit. They control their emotions instead of being controlled by them. So, what does it really mean if you don't post your photos? Maybe it means you found comfort in silence. Maybe you've learned that not everyone deserves access to your life. Or maybe you've simply realized that your happiness doesn't need an audience. Whatever the reason, your silence speaks volumes. Because sometimes the loudest people online are the quietest in real life, and the quietest online. So, if this video made you think differently about social media, Hit subscribe and join the Rewind Hub community, where we explore the hidden sides of human behavior, psychology, and the modern mind. Because here, we don't just scroll through life, we understand it.